Hello, so this is Eye of the Temple. As you can see, I'm playing a bit of an Indiana Jones here, even though my torch is not lit yet. And here's my whip. It stays folded up until you're somewhere where it could actually be used, and then it unfolds and you get to whip it around. Now, this is the very start of the game. I had progressed quite a bit, and then at some point I was playing and my headset power went off. And lo and behold, even though the game has free save slots, and yeah, my save game got deleted when the headset shut down. I'm starting all the way from the beginning, which is not very cool. I don't like the fact that my game save disappeared when my quest shut down. Not cool, not cool. But here we go. You can pick up all these crystals, you can break stuff. Let's pick up these crystals too. There you go, you pick up the crystals. The crystals will be used later on, you're going to see how. The water looks pretty cool. The graphics, as you can see, are pretty cool. The music is atmospheric. It fits with the theme of the thing. Oh, I missed a few crystals there, so I should go back. Let me collect all the crystals. All the crystals. We don't want to miss out on any crystals, so let's pick these up. Okay, now let's go back where we were, and we're going to go to this platform. Now, the unique thing about this game, the real big selling point in terms of VR innovation, is that you don't use any artificial locomotion. There's no teleportation, there's no thumbstick movements. Hello, bird. There's no teleportation, there's no thumbstick movements. It's basically a room-scale game, and it gets around this in a pretty clever way. As you can see, you've got these moving platforms, you have these rollers that roll around, so you're mostly moving within your play space. You're taking a step to the left, a step to the right, a step backwards, a step forwards, shuffling your feet a little bit when you're on rollers to stay on top of them. And so it makes very good use of whatever the room space that you have to provide the illusion of crossing great distances without actually moving out of your play space, and without relying on any. I missed a few crystals, so I'm going to get those. Without relying on locomotion controls or anything like that. So I think that's pretty cool. It does bring something new to the VR table. You need to be a little bit careful with it, because when you're doing these shuffling movements to stay on the roller, and then you sort of come onto the stable one, it can throw you off balance. There is a possibility that you could, go off balance and fall. So be careful, get used to it, and don't do anything stupid. Okay, open those gates. Now let's see. I'd like to go light that brazier, but I can't because no light yet, so that looks like that's going to have to hold off for a while. Should I pick up these? I'm not sure it's worth the trouble at this point. Let's go this way. I missed one. And yes, I'm going to wait until I go back and pick it up. I'm feeling greedy. There we go. So, let's go back. Now, the game's graphics are good. I mean, you can see that. The water looks good. The platforms look good. You don't have any trouble making anything out. However, I do have to say that it is limited in terms of theme, because you're in this... Is it Mayan, Incan? I don't know. You're in this Aztec? I don't know. You're in this... This is basically the theme of the entire game. It doesn't really change on those terms. It basically maintains the same theme throughout. So whether or not that bugs you is entirely up to you. But it would have been nicer, clearly, to have more variety in terms of the textures and the locations. Do I have enough crystals to activate that? I'm not sure. I can try. Well, at least I'll show you what that's about. So let's try and do that. Yeah, see, it takes 20 of your crystals, and then you hopefully whack this thing in the middle, and it turns them into one of those. I don't know what they are, but it turns them into one of those. Bigger crystals. And now I've got 3 of them, which is what I need to activate that gizmo over there. So let's go there. The whip, as you can see, it tries to be realistic. Its physics are a little bit wonky. I mean, it's cool, but it's a little bit wonky. Sometimes you're not really hitting what you're aiming for. Maybe I'm just not very good with a whip. Okay, well, let's go. And see, we activated something up there when we did that, so that's pretty cool. Now let's keep going. The music is subtle, you can hear it in the background, but I didn't really even have to turn it down. It's pretty subtle. It provides some atmosphere without being overbearing, so I think that's not a bad thing at all. The sound effects are good, with the whip and all. Oh, I'm missing out. Let's go back and pick up what I'm missing out. This kind of annoys me about the game, the fact that you're usually looking down to follow up on what's going on with the platforms and to not fall off and stuff, but most of the things that you pick up you need to be sort of looking up for. So, you know, sometimes I have to backtrack just because the game has made me look down and then put all the crystals up where I won't see them. Okay. Little nice audio cues. Gateway trials. Now, if I remember correctly, we're gonna get attacked by some... Oh, scarabs. There you go. The flying scarabs are gonna attack us. Bad scarabs. Bad. Bad scarabs. Bad. Okay, scarab's dead. You can't jump, you'll be tempted. You'll see things like this and you're gonna think, what if I jump? But if you do, you're gonna break your barrier, your guardian, and you're gonna probably crash your TV. Do not jump. The game does a good job of keeping you inside the safe zone, so, you know, you're supposed to take steps. Do that. Take steps. Gotta dodge the walls. Duck. Dodge. Duck. There you go. And shuffle your feet. Okay, so let's try and talk about what it does well and what it doesn't quite do well. Now, the first thing it does well is, I have to admit, again, you know, the use of room scale environments. It's sort of the use of impossible spaces to some extent. Reminds me of T for God. It manages to use your room scale space to really give you the impression that you're traveling through big distances without actually relying on thumbstick or teleportation movements. So that's very cool. This is, you know, this is what it claims to do, and it does it very well. So definitely give it kudos for that. When it comes to the graphics are cool. As you can see, things look good, but they're samey. They stay samey throughout the game. Yes, there's different level designs, different places, all within the temple, but okay, here. Yeah. So, when it comes to the whip is fun, but see, not always reliable. I'm supposed to pull these levers, and you know, sometimes it works, sometimes not so much. There you go. That worked this time. Okay, that worked that time too. Practice makes perfect. That one didn't work at all. So yes, the whip, it's cool. The physics of it are pretty cool. But like you see in practice, it's a little bit wonky. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, you don't always feel like you're super duper Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones would not miss. He'd be doing this in record time, not missing a single whip or lever. Okay, now, there we go. We've opened all 4 pedals, and lo and behold, I said, lo and behold, there you go. Now we have lit torches all over the place, including one over there that we can now use to light our torch. So that's kind of cool. And when you light a torch at one of these braziers with the... Are those eagles or falcons? They kind of look like falcons to me. But there you go. When you do that, you get a little cutscene with a little bit of exposition.
Long has it been since anyone has lit this shrine, but you have heard my call. Deep within this temple, the darkness grows. Together, we must end it.
Okay, as you can see, the cutscenes with the narrative, they're perfunctory. They don't, you know, you're not going to be in awe of the story here. That's not going to happen. It would be nice to have more than the whip and the torch occasionally. I can't really imagine repeated plays unless you're trying to do the speedrun challenges, which, generally speaking, I'm not a speedrun kind of guy. So, you know, if that's the only replayable value in a game, I don't usually go back to it. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all you need to know about the game. You should be able to tell by now, whether it's something you're interested in, I imagine. I guess that's enough for now, so I hope this video has been useful, at least help you decide whether or not you're interested in it. In the game, I have a temple. Otherwise, you know what to do. It's YouTube, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And have a great day. Bye-bye.